Hi, I'm Gloucester Township Mayor Dave Mayer, and welcome to another episode of the Gloucester Township Small Business Education Series. And I'm joined today by County Commissioner, the Director of the County Commission here in Camden County, Director Lou Capelli. Director, thank you so very much for joining us. I know you've been very, very busy through this pandemic, and I want to thank you for your leadership and the other commissioners for what you've done, whether it's setting up the vaccination sites or it's the many different types of programs that you offer the residents of Camden County. Thanks so very much for doing that and for your leadership. And today, I know, Director, we want to talk about some of the great programs and initiatives that Camden County has put forward to help our residents and the folks of Gloucester Township. We really appreciate that very much. And so, Director, maybe you can just walk through some of those programs for the audience.
Sure, and thank you, Mayor, for those kind words. And I did want to thank you, your members of council, your police department. You know, as this pandemic began, we made a decision to open up first a testing site and then convert it to a vaccine site at the Camden County College in Blackwood. And it was a terrifically run site. And without your support, the support of your governing body and your police, we could never have had the success that we enjoyed down there. So thank you. It's good to have great partners in government like you and the members of your governmental team down there.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Appreciate that very much.
And as you know, this pandemic continues to impact businesses in a very negative way. You know, this Delta variant is rearing its ugly head. People are again becoming reluctant to go out, to shop local, to go to restaurants or anything like that. So like Gloucester Township, we are trying to find ways to assist small business owners. In the past, we've made $30 million in grants available through the Camden County Recovers Small Business Grant. And just recently, we announced that another $10 million is now available for small businesses in Camden County who are being impacted negatively by the pandemic.
Yeah, Director, it certainly has taken its toll on these small businesses. As you mentioned, we're kind of going through that cycle again. We're seeing numbers increase. And so there is this hesitancy to maybe get out there like we used to do. So those types of programs are extremely beneficial. And as you use the word partners, and that's so true that you have those programs, and Gloucester Township, we're adding to that. And it's just really, I think it is a great partnership and will make a difference to help the small businesses.
Yeah, so our program is intended to help those small businesses that have been negatively impacted. In order to qualify, the business will have to have been existing here in Camden County as of January 1 of 2019, have 25 employees or less, and the business had to have earned $5 million or less in total revenue during 2019. So if you meet all of that criteria, you could be eligible for a grant of up to $10,000 through this program in Camden County. The phone number to call is 856-389-6704, 856-389-6704, or you can go to CamdenCountyRecovers.com for more information. But the applications are out there. You have to complete an application by November 30th in order to qualify.
Now that's super. I mean, really, it does make a difference and will be impactful. So thanks. Thank you very much for that. Director, I don't know. I know the county has announced a program to perhaps help people with utilities, not necessarily small businesses, but individuals. And just want to commend you for that program as well. Like I mentioned, you're doing so much with the money that you've received. Really, again, makes a difference.
Yeah, so the federal government has been great. I have to commend our Congressman Donald Norcross for the great work he's done in making these funds available. But we do have a program available if you are a residential tenant and you have fallen behind on your rent because of COVID. You can qualify for rental assistance and utility assistance. And all that information is on CamdenCounty.com as well. So there's about $15 million available to assist residential tenants. So if you need help, please get on that immediately. those funds will go away shortly.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. And just so the residents know, there is an email newsletter you do as well that the county does weekly, I believe. And I guess, Director, they can go to the website to sign up for that.
Absolutely.
See that newsletter? Yes. Yeah, it's very informative. So really says what's going on in the county and the different programs. So I would encourage folks to sign up for that. Director, in addition to small businesses, I know you just announced a grant program for nonprofits.
We did, Mayor. What we did is we've allocated $15 million for grants to nonprofits in Camden County. The maximum grant a nonprofit can receive is $500,000, but we have a lot of nonprofits who have really stepped up to the plate during this pandemic, despite the fact that they were low on funds or had no funds. And we want to give them the opportunity to recover from this pandemic as well. So whether you're an American Legion or VFW hall that could no longer rent your hall to help generate a little bit of revenue, or whether you're a nonprofit medical institution, perhaps you're providing services to those with addiction disorders. And boy, that, as you know, because you're so aware of this program and this problem out there, the need for mental health and addiction services has just skyrocketed during this pandemic. If you are one of those types of nonprofits, we do have $15 million available to assist you. And again, you go to camdencounty.com to get all that information.
Yeah, Director, again, thank you very much. You bring up an excellent point that it's not just the businesses that have been affected, but it's these nonprofits that play such a big role in our communities, and they've been hit hard as well. So thanks for that great vision that you have and for reaching out to all segments of Camden County's communities.
And we encourage everybody, no matter what program you're applying for, to apply as soon as possible because it's all on a first come, first served basis. So make sure you get your application in. We have people available to answer any questions you may have. But these are the type of things that can help all of us get through these most difficult of times.
Director, I know, again, you've been doing so much throughout the pandemic for those businesses that have been affected and those individuals that have been affected. But even before the pandemic, the county has been very progressive in helping local businesses grow and thrive. Could you maybe talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So, we recognize that small businesses are the backbone of every community in Camden County, and we have to do whatever we can to support them, to work with our local municipalities in supporting small businesses. So we have created a resource page, and that lists a lot of resources that we make available to small businesses for their continued success in Camden County. And we're constantly partnering with towns like Gloucester Township, Collingswood, and other towns to create events and campaigns to encourage people to shop local. So, if you have a choice, do you want to shop in Walmart every day? Or, could you perhaps go to a small business on the Black Horse Pike or on Blackwood Clementon Road or anywhere in Gloucester Township and perhaps, help those small businesses survive during these most difficult of times? We encourage as much shop local as you can possibly do out there.
Well, our guest today is County Commission Director Louis Capelli. I appreciate you being here. And again, as I mentioned at the beginning, thank you for your leadership through this pandemic.
Thank you, Mayor. And thank you for all the great work you're doing in Gloucester Township. These are the most difficult of times. Nobody could have prepared us for what we're seeing right now. But working together with you, with our legislators, the governor, and our federal government, we will get through this.
Definitely. Thanks again. Appreciate it, Lou.
Hi, this is Steve from Blue Bar Media. Welcome to the second episode of the Gloucester Township Educational Series. This episode is going to be kind of a deep dive into setting up your social media outlets correctly and then syncing the information on those social media outlets to your website to maximize your organic searchability with search engines. Basically, having everything in sync so that it's easier for you to be found by the search engines themselves when they scrape the sites and look for content. So hopefully you'll be found a little better when people are trying to find your business. So this video is going to break down to two parts. One is setting up the social media correctly, and the other one is working on the back end, how to do that and sync that to the keywords and meta tags on your website. If you already have all of your social media outlets set up, you can fast forward this video to the time on the screen and it'll talk just about syncing. Although I do suggest watching all of this because it will help to ensure that everything's set up as best it can be for your business. So let's set up our social media outlets. Like we discussed in episode 1, we're going to focus on the outlets that give you the best searchability, that are the easiest to use: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. So let's set up your social media outlets. One of the things you want to do, if you don't have any outlets set up at all, is to look at trying to find a name that can be used across the 4 that we're targeting. And the way to do that is really simple. You just go to your web browser and type in www.facebook.com, then a slash. After that slash, that's the name of the page. What we can do is just type something in there. So for example, let's do Pizza King. I don't know if there's a Pizza King in Gloucester Township, but for our example, there is. So we type in Pizza King and nothing comes up. So that's available on Facebook. We can then leave that www.facebook.com/Pizza King there, highlight the word Facebook and change that word to Instagram. Now we're checking Instagram/Pizza King. That's taken. Let's start again. You could start with Instagram or whatever one you want, but what we're going to do is we're going to look for another name. So let's try Pizza King NJ. Now, your business may be outside of New Jersey, meaning with this areas you serve, so you have to think of something that could work, but let's try Pizza King NJ. So right now on Facebook, Pizza King NJ is available. That's good. So let's change the word Facebook to Instagram and hit enter. It's available on Instagram. Same thing with Twitter, and it's available there. And if we go to Pinterest, let's check that too. And you can see it's also available, meaning when it says there's no account available, it means that URL is available. Now, this is a very simple way to look. This takes a lot of time at times because there's a lot of business names out there on social media. So we just happen to have /Pizza King NJ available on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. Now we have to get them. So what I suggest is as soon as you find it, go to Gmail, set up an independent Gmail account just for your social media. And there's a few reasons behind this. This email address can be anything. It could be your name and a series of numbers or whatever. No one's ever going to email this address. This is just for you to use as a single resource for all of your social media outlets. So we're going to sign in and set up social media outlets with this account. We're going to confirm the outlets through this account, and we're going to have it all set up so we have one place to go to check passwords, fix passwords, and access everything that has to do with our social. So why would you do this? If you have all of your social media outlets tied up through, let's say, your personal email or your business email, you would need to access that yourself to fix something or to change a password. And as a business owner, it takes a lot of time. If you have someone that works for you that's going to be posting on your social media and there's a problem, you can send them right to this email address, give them the password, and it doesn't expose you at all or your personal information at all to anyone else that might be working on it. You can also easily change that password yourself, and if someone leaves your company, they no longer have access to it, and it helps when you have to change out passwords for security reasons. So we have a Gmail account that's set up. I'm not really going to go into that. It's very easy. You go to gmail.com, follow the information. You want to set this up as a personal account, not for business. One of the first questions it asks you, is this a business account? Just set it up as a personal account, no big deal. So we have our Gmail account set up, and we're going to go right into this. We're going to go to Instagram, right on the computer, and sign up. You have to put information in there about your business. We're going to do that later. We're just going to grab all of these names as quickly as possible so that you have them and they're under your single email address and in your possession. So we're going to go to Instagram, sign up with the name you want, Pizza King NJ. We're going to go to Twitter, sign up with the name you need, Pizza King NJ. With Facebook, you can just set up a business page right from your personal account. So you have your personal Facebook account, you're signed in, and it says pages there. Set up a new page. It's very simple. Just fill in some information, just put your page name in there, and verify your page name. All of these social media outlets will ask for verification. So you're going to use that Gmail account you set up. Same thing with Pinterest. Set it up, verify it. Don't worry about anything else right now. That's really the next step. And now that we have our social media outlets set up at Pizza King NJ, we're going to go and start dealing with the other information we need to get all of this stuff in sync. So, how do you get everything in sync? Well, having the back end of your website and social media in sync is really about having shared information on all of those pages, including a single hashtag that you use for your business. We'll deal with that in a second too, but I would think that our hashtag would be hashtag Pizza King NJ. Makes sense. I would search it first and make sure nobody uses it, but there's no exclusivity on a hashtag. It's something that you can create for your business and use. So now that you have your social media outlets set up with the name you want, Pizza King NJ, what we're going to do is create a profile for your business. So, of course, you probably have a paragraph about your business that you use for your website or information about your business. But what you're going to do is focus on creating a new paragraph that has as many keywords about your industry and your specific business in it as possible. So we're using Pizza King as an example. So let's Google search and find some keywords. There's a great outlet called wordstream.com. You can go on that website and put in the type of business you have, and it'll give you a list of the top searched keywords. Well, if they relate to your business, copy and paste them off the page and get them into a Word document. It's really the first step. Many of these phrases are redundant, but what we're looking for are the words that are being used and how we're going to create a profile about our business using as many of these terms as possible. Terms like near me and restaurants and pizza, all those things will work out into your profile. They don't need to be the exact phrasing. The words just need to be there. Google will scrape the website and see the words, and that will help it come up in an organic search. So if we're looking for pizza, there's all different words that relate to it. I don't need to go into words that relate to pizza. I think everybody kind of understands that. But think about the other things you serve. Think about the other areas and towns that you serve, the county, things like that. We want to get all of that into this one paragraph. This paragraph is going to be perfect for Facebook. It can be as long as you need it to be. In fact, I recommend that it's multiple paragraphs. It could be 3 or 4 paragraphs that talk about your business. Includes your name, includes the town that you're in, some surrounding towns. But write it so that it makes sense. Write it so that you can read it and it tells a story of your business. But your goal is to incorporate as many of the keywords in it as possible. So here's something that's very important when you're writing your paragraph about your business. The first 160 characters, including spaces, are the most searched and scraped information on the internet. That includes each of your social media outlets. That includes your website. So make sure that first 160 characters about your business are exactly the same, no matter what. Some of these outlets have shorter profiles. Some of them allow you to write more profiles, but that first 160 characters will be exactly the same. That should include your business name, your phone number, which doesn't need dashes or anything. Just put the number in. What you do, as short as possible. If you can get your website in there, that's wonderful. You don't need the www with it. And include that hashtag that we're using. Hashtag Pizza King NJ. It's only 160 characters. You have to keep it very short. So you've taken time and you've written this bio with as much information as possible about your business. It's direct. It's to the point. It includes as many of the keywords that you can get in there as possible. Now what do you do with it? First thing we're going to do is we're going to go back and start propagating this information on the different outlets. We're going to go to Facebook first. Facebook has the longest amount of characters allotted to profiles, so you could just copy and paste your profile right in there. I doubt you'll have a problem. I've really not seen it be too long for Facebook, so just get it right in the About Us section. There's other sections on there, and you want to fill them in. Be as vigilant as possible to put the same information on every outlet. We're also going to put a profile picture on each of these outlets. That profile picture is going to be the exact same file. Try to make it square with your logo in the middle and use that same file everywhere. The file should actually be your business name. So pizzakingNJ.jpg is my profile picture logo. That same picture will be across all of these sites. You're starting to get them in sync. So we're going to continue with Facebook. We're going to put everything in that we can, including our hours, any information, what we do, delivery, takeout, anything that has to do with your business. Then we're going to go to Twitter. That same paragraph is going to be way too long for your Twitter bio. So you're going to take a shortened version of it. Of course, you're taking the first 160 characters, but after that, get a little more detailed information about who you are and what you do. Use the same picture as your profile picture. Again, I would take notes. You have this master profile bio, and you're going to make this bio be your Word doc that you're going to pull all of your information from. So you can have a long profile, a short profile, a medium profile, and a micro profile. Then in that document, include what you're putting on the other outlets so you have one place that you can see it and look for it and reference it. Again, Twitter is shorter, so fill Twitter in. Instagram's even shorter. Fill it in. It's probably only going to be the first 160 characters unless they change that, which they do tend to do, so keep an eye on it. If you could put a little bit more in there, go for it. Again, the same logo, everything. Then do Pinterest. Get that done. Then we're going to go back to Google. So in Google, there's a Google My Business section in the account. So you have your Gmail account, and in the upper right-hand side of your web browser, there's other options and services that Google has. Click on My Business. Fill in that information. You're going to use the same stuff that you've used across these other outlets. The full profile, or the longest profile you can use. The same logo, your hours, any information you can do. A properly set up Google account for Google My Business shows up differently than a non-optimized account. So it's very important to do that. It seems like a lot of time. It's well worth it. Imagine being on the first or second page within your town, within your county, within South Jersey or the region, just from organic SEO. So many people build their own websites with small businesses. Many people have someone that built their website. Let's assume somebody's built your website and you would just send them the information. But basically, you want to get all of these keywords into the back end of your website. This paragraph needs to live on your website somewhere. It may not be on your homepage. It may be at the bottom of the About Us page. It's okay. This same content should be on your website. Every page of your website should have your hashtag that you're using in the keywords. Every article and page needs to have the proper hashtags on it for what the page is about. You need to set up the page meta tags, so information about what's on that website's page. If you have somebody that built your website, let them be the webmaster. Send them the information, tell them you need this information on the site and it needs to sync to your social media outlets. They should understand. If they don't, and let's say you've built your site with Squarespace or Wix or something like that, and you did it yourself or somebody in your family did it, it's actually pretty intuitive. Those websites generally have an SEO tool to help you to make sure the meta tags are properly set up so that they can be indexed correctly by Google. You can get the right information in there. The paragraphs on your site on each of the pages can match what the page is about. You can use your hashtag on these pages in the keywords of the site. This single hashtag will help you be able to be found easier because all of your social media and your website will have it. They will all be in sync. Let me show you that. So if you go to Google and you search hashtag GLOTWP, GLOTWP, which is Gloucester Township, you'll see that only Gloucester Township things come up that have that hashtag on it. So all of their social media outlets, their website, everything comes up right away in one search. Think about that for your business. Instead of saying search us online or find us online or follow us on whatever, you could just say search hashtag Pizza King NJ and all of your information will come up. Not competitors, your information, everything that uses that hashtag. That works on all search platforms, and that's a great way to easily promote your business. Think about not having all of those logos on your print pieces, all of the website information. You could have a single website and search this hashtag, or a single website and the social media icons / Pizza King NJ to show that you're the same thing on every outlet. There's a couple other things to think about. You want to make sure that anytime there's a picture for your business, it has your business name in it. It helps you be found. On outlets like Facebook and Twitter, there's a cover image. Use the same cover image on both pages with the same name. So you can't use Pizza King NJ.jpg because that's your profile picture, but you could use Pizza King NJ2.jpg and use that for all of your headers. So all of these elements are the same across all of your outlets. All of this information takes time to bubble up through Google's organic rankings. Remember, these are not ads. They're not at the top of the page, and it doesn't say ad next to them. Your pages will start coming up. Your social outlets, your website will start coming up higher in Google rankings. You need to post across your social media sites. You need to have engaging content. The more engaging content you have across your social media outlets, the more clicks you'll get, the more shares you'll get, and the more weight that has with Google's indexing of trusted sources and referrals from trusted sources. We'll go into posting and what you're going to be trying to post in upcoming episodes, but try to get this stuff in sync. Look at where you're at. Don't just have a Facebook page set up without the proper information in it. Make sure everything's in line and in sync. You're going to see great results from this across organic searches of your business. I'll see you in the next episode. And remember, if you have any questions, there's a section on the Gloucester Township website that you can submit a question and we'll get back to you with information as soon as we can. Help you out with this process. See you next time.